I'm going to talk about a McQueen collection. One of my all-time favorite McQueen collections, and that is Fall-Winter 2006, The Widows of Culloden show. So in Fall-Winter 1995, Alexander McQueen presented a show called Highland Race. This was a sensational, inflammatory title referring not to SA but to England's bloody history of oppression against Scotland. McQueen was English-born with Scottish roots, and exploring this conflict within his heritage was deeply personal for him. And The Widows of Culloden collection was a sort of follow-up 10 years in the making, and it's just one of the most ghostly, hauntingly beautiful collections he ever created. It heavily featured the McQueen family tartan, which you might recognize from this iconic appearance at the Met Gala that year. This fabric was used liberally in suiting. I actually wrote an article about this skirt suit last year for work, with a lot of jagged cuts, intentionally turbulent draping, and frayed, unfinished hems. The collection was named for the Battle of Culloden of 1746, a very bloody conflict that ended in huge restrictions and losses of freedom for the Highland clans. Balances a sort of unraveling beauty referencing the suppression of Scottish heritage, contrasted with a decadent, almost defiant use of native materials. Seen in particular in these very sumptuous, exaggerated feather silhouettes, you can actually buy this dress right now. Its tension and use of materials was echoed and heightened immeasurably by Philip Treacy's incomparable taxidermy headpieces. I think of this hat so often. It really captures this swirling upward verticality reminiscent of Renaissance sculpture, which can be so dynamic and towering and frightening, alongside others that very poetically attempted to almost cage or hide the women beneath them. I think this collection really showed off McQueen's couture-level skill, balancing his extravagant approach to fashion and craft, his expert strategic use of volume and scale, counteracted by very elegant, timeless silhouettes blown up just out of proportion. And of course, his acute understanding of precise tailoring was also on full display. Everything about this show, from the clothes with their very intricate details rooted in historical British costume traditions, to the raw plankwood floors, something that Sarah Burton would also later employ in her exquisitely restrained presentations. Also, hello, just feels bone-chillingly, beautifully haunted, with an overwhelming, almost suffocating splendor that McQueen manipulated so well, evoking this very Shakespearean ideal of wandering, vengeful spirits roaming the Scottish Highlands. It's so romantic and tragic, and yes, this was the blueprint for this. Ending with an actual spirit, this famous spectral hologram of Kate Moss that absolutely shocked and awed the fashion world. This collection has a place in my heart because it's full of such beautiful, thoughtful details. You can really feel how deeply personal it was to McQueen, combining his heritage with his loves of fashion and history. And it's somber and twisted, but it represents the duality of light and dark, life and death that was ever present in McQueen's work, while representing an outward, visceral beauty executed with expert skill. And that's why it's one of my favorite McQueen collections. Let me know what you think, and go ahead and boost this video. It might be